The Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez is a 4.304 km racetrack in Mexico City, Mexico, named after the racing drivers Ricardo and Pedro Rodríguez. The circuit got its name shortly after it opened when Ricardo Rodríguez died in practice for the non-championship 1962 Mexican Grand Prix. Ricardo's brother Pedro also lost his life behind the wheel 9 years later. The circuit is located within the public park of the Magdalena Mixhuca Sports City in southeast Mexico City. The circuit is owned by the government of the city, but is currently operated under concession by Corporación Interamericana de Entretenimiento through OCESA, one of CIE's subsidiaries. CIE also organizes the NASCAR and Desafío Corón races in this circuit and rents the circuits to other parties, including race organizers, automobile clubs and track amateurs for fees that are controversial due to the disproportionately high amounts compared to other XF1 courses. The NASCAR Xfinity Series started racing at Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez in the 2005 season and ended in the 2008 season. Martin Truex Jr. won the race in 2005, and Denny Hamlin won in 2006. For the 2007 race, the chicane was removed to increase passing opportunities down the front straight and into Turn 1, and Juan Pablo Montoya from Bogotá, Colombia, won the race. Kyle Busch was the winner of the race in 2008. The A1 Grand Prix Series started racing at Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez in the 06-07 season using the full track configuration used by Formula One. Alex Yoong from Malaysia won the sprint race and Oliver Jarvis from the United Kingdom won the feature race. In the 07-08 season, Johnny Reid from New Zealand won the sprint race and Adam Carroll of Team Ireland won the feature race. History. Built in a public park in 1962, the circuit hosted its first Formula One Grand Prix the same year as a non-championship race. The following year, the Mexican Grand Prix became a full World Championship event. The circuit remained part of the F1 calendar through 1970, when spectator overcrowding caused unsafe conditions. When the track reopened in 1986, the circuit boasted a new pit complex, as well as improved safety all around. In 2001, CIE and Forsyth Racing tasked E3 Motorsport Development with revamping the circuit. A complete redesign and upgrade of the circuit was designed. Project managed by E3 Motorsport Development, which saw a record crowd of 402,413 people attend a round of the kart championship. As of 2014, the Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez has been the only venue for the F1 Mexican Grand Prix. It was announced in May 2012 that the circuit would again host the Mexican Grand Prix from 2013, in a 5-year deal that would see it replace the European Grand Prix in Valencia, but this did not happen. The FIA listed the Mexican Grand Prix as the 19th round of the provisional schedule for the 2014 season, but it was not on the finalized schedule. The Mexican Grand Prix was listed on the 2015 Formula One calendar published by the FIA on 3 December 2014, with Formula One making its return to the circuit with the race on 1 November 2015. The Grand Prix circuit. The circuit has an elevation of 2,285 meters. The thin air causes difficulties for both the drivers and their cars. The circuit has an extremely fast final corner before a long start-finish straight, and thus reminded some of Monza. However, unlike Monza's parabolic curve, the Peraltada curve is slightly banked, allowing even more speed through the corner. It was at this corner that the younger younger Rodríguez crashed, although it is unclear whether this was due to excess speed or suspension failure. After the last F1 Mexican Grand Prix in 1992, a baseball stadium was built on the inner part of this curve. When the Champ Car Series began using the track in 2002, the Peraltada curve was partially bypassed by a series of sharp turns entering and exiting the baseball field, re-entering the Peraltada halfway through. After the Peraltada comes the long 1.2 kilometers front straight. During the original turbo era in Formula One, the faster cars were regularly clocking speeds of up to 330 kilometers per hour on the straight. In the 2005 NASCAR Busch Series season, there was a chicane on the main straightaway to slow the cars down. They also introduced a curve between the short course and the ESC del Largo to bypass the latter, but avoiding the stadium detour. The Grand Prix circuit underwent a significant renovation under the direction of Herman Tilke for the return of Formula One in 2015. The front straight was slightly extended and reprofiled to accommodate a new media center and paddock. The iconic S's between turns 7 and 13 were significantly modified. The prolific, high-radius turns largely diminished and some replaced with fixed-angle turns. The baseball field portion of the track was also altered to a low-speed left-right combination that bypassed the first half of the Peraltada, allowing the cars to re-enter the Peraltada halfway through the corner. At 4.313 kilometers, the course is approximately 170 meters shorter than the previous Grand Prix layout, and Mexican Grand Prix organizers predict lap times of around 75 seconds and speeds in excess of 328 kilometers per hour for the current turbocharged Formula One cars, which eliminate the adverse effects of altitude present in naturally aspirated cars. The oval track. The circuit also features an oval layout due to the inclusion of a flat turn that goes from the middle of the main straight to the beginning of the backstretch of circuit. Unlike the road course, the oval is raced in counterclockwise direction. The oval configuration of this Mexico City facility is arguably the most dangerous racetrack in Mexico, because of the limited visibility at the exit of turns 2 and 4. This is because the Foro Sol baseball stadium is located inside turns 1 and 2, and several trees are located inside turns 3 and 4. During the 2006 season, 2 accidents occurred in the oval track during NASCAR Mexico T4 series events, which took several drivers out of the race and even required some of them to be taken to hospital. The oval configuration is used at least twice a year, with 2 double-feature events featuring the NASCAR Toyota Series and the NASCAR Mexico T4 Series. The oval configuration also forms the base of the FIA Formula E Championship circuit for the Mexico City Prix. The oval is raced clockwise, but there is a chicane that will be used prior to the entrance of Turn 4, with a second chicane on the back stretch, followed by a modified Foro Sol section that exits for the full Peraltada, and a third chicane will be placed midway through the Peraltada. FIA Formula E track design was modified by Agustin Delicado's Omino. Current races. Copa Turismo Mexico. Copa Turismo Mexico presentada por Continental y Fiat. Moto Pro Mexico. Copa Turismo Mexico presentada por Continental y Fiat. Formula One Mexican Grand Prix. Formula E Mexico City Prix. FIA World Endurance Championship 6 Hours of Mexico. Records. The baseball stadium. The Autódromo is unique in the sense that there is a baseball stadium inside Turn 14. The stadium, called Foro Sol, was home to the Diablos Rojos del Mexico, and also hosts music concerts. Artists like Iron Maiden, Paul McCartney, Metallica, Pink Floyd, Santana, The Rolling Stones, Madonna, Stone Temple Pilots, Nine Inch Nails, U2, and Radiohead are just a few of the names that have played there. The Coca-Cola Zero Festival was held at the racetrack on the 12th of April 2008. Acts included the Smashing Pumpkins, the Mars Volta, My Chemical Romance, My Morning Jacket, Bellanova, Bright Eyes, Kinky and Miranda.